Fair enough.
The overall problem is when you go into a campaign, like when you outright like hop in, there's like you're able to look around and stuff. Like that's fine. Like it's completely cool to like explore and stuff because that's encouraged. Because that's how you're helping in the world building. That's how you're helping in like in a stream setting, the audience know what's going on in the world. But meanwhile, that's not your responsibility. Like you can be like, I want to focus on the main story that's happening here. And that's kind of like what this group did. You guys speared through everything. Like you just charged forward and dealt with the problems as they went, and you treated it like the breadcrumbs that they were to lead you to the end. You never diverged, which is why this campaign had like a total of 6 sessions.
Fair enough.
I didn't see much of a reason to diverge. We had a clear goal, which was survive, and there didn't really seem like a reason to not do that.
Yeah, Cody, you made survival seem very daunting, and I say that in a good way because I felt like, oh my god, we have to move or else we're gonna die. We have to get out of here.
You guys never rested. Like you never rested, and
You didn't allow us to. Well, no, you did allow us to. We just rolled really bad. For the probability of stuff happening while we were resting.
Which means we weren't allowed to rest.
We went the whole campaign without sleeping.
Well, you did rest at like the beginning.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been as bad if you guys didn't split up into homes.
Oh god, yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know why we did that.
I don't know either. I don't know, man. I want to say, I guess, like, I don't know. I could have easily have just, I guess Tewl just wanted their own house full of metal to eat.
It's like, because the roleplay of, like, yeah, he went and he touched against the door, absorbed the hinges, and then the door fell in. It's like, okay, cool. Like, that's fine. Like, I like that. That was good. The problem, though, is that leaves a pretty easy trail to follow for any kind of, like, Forge Fiend to be like, huh, this is different. I'm going to investigate.
That's totally fair. Tewl is wise, but they are not smart. Also, is Foundry supposed to look a specific way right now? Because right now all I'm seeing is like a gray kind of texture on the screen.
It should be fine. Like,
Yeah, because
I see that, you tried to load in.
Yeah, because it says that, like, my screen because, like, I'm on my laptop right now, my new one that I got, and it says that my screen resolution isn't correct, so it might cause some things to not load properly.
May I close it?
Let me, like...
Yeah, I would
try to, like,
refresh.
load it open again, show you what I got.
Crisis again.
Also, do we level up at all?
Presumably, we won't be doing any life or death situations in the epilogue, but you know.
You will not, but you guys would be level 3.
Alright, cool.
If you're not already, which I believe the party is. You're the only one that's not because...
I wasn't here.
Yeah. Which, of course, we're able to level you up.
Yeah, so this is basically what I got, and I'm gonna post this in the in the little text channel that's inside of the VC itself.
Okay.
But yeah, this is what I see whenever I try to load in.
Okay, minimum screen resolution of 1024 by 700 or greater. Your display currently has a resolution of 1280 by... that's because of the 642. So that's what the issue is. If you change your screen resolution, it should fix it. I'm 150 away from getting 1K on Twitch.
That's pretty awesome, dude.
It is pretty awesome.
You're moving up.
I had like a lot of follows yesterday. It was really nice. I had like a decent amount of like chatters in here too. It was really cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna become big name, and I'm gonna let it go to my head. And
All right. So let's try this now.
Man, my Sunday game has been getting fucking wild recently. I mean that in a good way, though.
That's cool. Yeah, I wasn't accounting for being away for so long from my rig, so hopefully as soon as I get home, I'll be able to start like actually doing my games as well that I've been literally planning for the whole summer, and that's gonna be fun.
if you need a place to run them, there's a location that we have not utilized at all in the community games and theater. Oh yeah, I've used Watch Party because
Might
that's
actually check that out.
because we have like community gaming channel, basically like, hey, we're playing games together like with the community D&D, where it's like it's you bring in like people just go and run D&D like in that channel, so you can just run D&D there, and then there's Watch Party, which is like, hey, we're watching a movie and we go from there.
Honestly, I'll probably do that just for the sake of like introducing my friends as well, because the whole reason why that I haven't been like, I guess, because I actually did stream a bunch of games for a college project, but the reason why I didn't put them anywhere is because my one friend was kind of uncomfortable with like being on screen, but like we all watched them together and he's like, oh my god, I love being on screen. So I'm like, oh, we can finally like start reaching out and doing more stuff now.
Yeah, like it really holds a confidence. Like that's what I like about streaming in general, because it's not only helped me with my on-screen confidence and being able to like network and talk to people, because over time like I've been talking to people more often, but it's helped like a lot of my players as well. Like even Mary has gotten more into the idea of like wanting to be social, and like it can potentially inspire me to like be a bit more active in my own server. I try to be, but at the same time, like I just feel like I'm so busy, even though that there are times to where I'm not, but I just lack the spoons, or
It's good
just
to have women.
yeah, it's like
No.
I lack the social battery to do so sometimes.
It's funny because like my one friend at some point was actually running like 4 games a week, and it just completely destroyed him. So I think it's like totally fair, you know. It's really good to know like how much you're capable of doing in like a social setting before you just kind of run out. Like that's kind of why I was like staying in today, not just because I had the game today, but also because like I've been basically out and about for like the whole week in Hawaii, and it's like I need to just take a day to just sit inside, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but oh no, I'm so excited to run this game because the way that I'm doing it is that basically it's gonna be a really really scary mean set of one shots where I'm going to be evil and mean, and my players basically each have 3 characters that they can switch out from, like switch between during the course of the games depending on what happens. It's almost like the Madagascar GameCube game where you can like go to the totem and then switch out for any of the 4 funny talking animals to have different abilities and stuff like that. That's totally what I'm like comparing it to whenever I talk to them about it. So there's gonna be a wide range of artwork and characters that are all gonna be like basically played by my players, and I'm very excited to introduce all of them to you because they are all amazing.
Ba-bam.
Hello.
And
Wow.
Tropa has arrived.
I have arrived.
Arrived.
Okay.
Well, how? Hold on. Here's a question that I have for y'all. So how do you pronounce tee-hee? Like, you know, the Teehee.
I
Like.
always just say tee.
Teehee.
Sometimes I just say it like very flatly and intentionally, like tee.
I
It sparks
usually
a
do
reaction from my friends.
I like doing it in just a more guttural voice, so it's like tee.
See, I like having the bastardized version of tuh.
What the fuck?
That's cursed. I love it.
This
Tuh.
is Banjo Kazooie.
It's like the fat official from
Ooh,
fucking
ooh,
Demon
ooh,
Souls
ooh.
almost. God, that's so fucked up. So I haven't had the time to watch the 2 previous episodes because of how like mobile I've been in the past week. So, can I get a brief rundown of all the nonsense that happened in 2 sessions?
All right. Okay.
I don't know,
So
who do we trust to be the most concise and brief?
Definitely not me.
I don't know whether or not Mary would be able to.
Hold on a second. I have to partake in illegal activities. I'm muting myself.
Fair enough. Oh god, I didn't mean to roll myself. I'm trying to zoom in on this little trackpad I have.
See the
Tewl like heaving himself out of the lower decks, like, where am I?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I can see that there are less people on the deck,
Where
so
are
I'm
my
only assuming
legs?
some of the people died.
Many of the people died.
Oh, Leanna's gone.
Oh, she's right next to you.
Oh
So,
shit! Oh my god.
essentially what happened was this.
Who's God.
We were pursued by a deadly wraith from Crocus's past, a giant spirit bear that pursued him through the shroud and managed to catch up to us. And Peep, in a clutch sort of Scooby-Doo move, managed to drop a harbor net onto him for long enough for us to get in some good hits down and get rid of his first health bar. But unfortunately, he has an ability where he can basically just roar, and if somebody fails their saving throw, they die instantly, and he regains all of their health back. So he did that like 3 times to 3 different people and killed several people, and eventually we
God.
did kill him. It just took a while.
Ooh.
Crocus managed to basically bite his face off in a pretty cool final showdown.
Damn. Okay.
After that, we managed to get closer to the boat, and we found the docks where it was being harbored on. But the problem is that the witch and her new sort of pet kind of wanted to get me back because she has issues with me for basically fucking up her current pet's creation process.
Okay.
So she wanted to kill me, and so that my body could be used for that. We attempted to sneak around her by using the shroud to basically go underwater and get to the other side of the dock where the boat was. But there was a giant flesh harvester inhabiting the lake, and it managed to find us. We attempted to bargain with it by saying, "You let us go, and you can have the witch." And for a time, it seemed like that worked until we got to the boat, which it pulled out where Poda like, "Oh, actually," and said that, "Yeah, I said I wouldn't eat you, but I'm gonna destroy the ship just so that I can eat all the other people in the boat." So we got into a
Man.
fight with it, but it was unkillable. So Peep and Crocus managed to get some of the dickheads from down below deck to sacrifice themselves to it. Another one of the ladies got eaten. Eventually, it gave up on trying to be impossible to negotiate with, and managed to spit out the one chick's body after being convinced by Peep, so long as Peep took a curse from it that would cause its flesh to spread everywhere. But instead, it was taken by the dwarven lady that took in Peep as a pet. Wilco's still fine, so I don't know what we're doing. Crocus was taken in by another lady, and Tewl was taken in by that other lady that you were like kind of hitting on almost.
What?
And then we sailed away, and it was fine.
Did it really seem like I was hitting on them?
I'm saying that it facetiously, but you know.
Okay. Tool just got interaction and liked it.
The one chick you were talking to slightly more than the other chicks.
Yeah.
Damn, shout out to Morgan.
Cool. The second
Looking
he's
for
alone,
a song that
bad.
goes like,
Electric Zoo just starts fucking blaring.
yes, hello, I'm looking for a song that goes like, bee boo bop, bee boo bop.
Oh shit, not the
Sorry,
one.
I think. No, dude, you meant to say sound of chainsaw wincing against metal.
Ooh, ooh, kill him. Ooh, 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 kill him.
My partner bought me Discord Nitro, like the more premium one, so now I have just free access to things.
Unlimited
That's pretty good.
soundboard.
In the beginning. In the beginning.
God.
I'm stoned off my ass.
Anyway, that's what happened.
Yep, that is indeed what happened.
Fair enough. I imagine if Tool was there, they would certainly be thinking a lot of things, but that's not of our concern right now.
Well, you can have plenty of spotlight this upcoming session.
Fair enough.
Oh, also the witch got eaten by the harvester because we managed to summon her to the boat to basically
Very cool.
like, hey, you should come and kill me. But then she just got eaten by the thing. So 2 birds,
So
1 bird,
how,
2 stones. I
I'm really
guess.
curious. How did the convincing of getting the people to sacrifice themselves go?
We bullied them.
Well, you bullied them, and then I made them feel bad about themselves and be like, fuck it.
Damn.
They were like corrupt guards trying to save their own asses, so they basically like, you should die for something that's actually worthwhile instead of leaving all your people to get torn apart by demons and monsters from other dimensions.
And they're like,
Uh,
yeah, you right.
Okay, I'd say that, like, Tool could actually kind of get behind that. I'd say that, like, that probably would have stood out to them in a very, like, significant way. It's like, huh, this is, like, what sacrifice is. This is what sacrifice is. And then they, like, probably look at, like, their own body and how it's been, like, warped by all of the sudden, like, expenditure of their power, and they're like, you know what? I think I have sacrificed something important for the sake of someone else.
I'm not
I
Metal
have no
Snake.
legs.
I have
I have no-
arms.
I have no legs and I must crawl.
I have glass bones and paper skin.
We just have to roll Tool around like he's a barrel.
God, pretty much. Like, they have, like, very much, like, moray eel proportions right now, so they're, like, they almost have to, like, be on their side whenever they're kind of, like, slithering on land. It looks very, like, unnerving, depending on, like, as they've been, like, kind of initially learning how to move in this form. So now they can just kind of, like, fluidly flop from side to side. And it's funny, because monks get unarmored speed, so even though I have a major movement penalty, it'll eventually just, like, go above that in, like, the next couple of levels.
Which, by the way, what I'm going to do on Discord, I'm going to share my screen for you.
Oh shit.
Alright.
Cause
Yeah, I
this
can't
is...
see everything going on in the funny. Let's take a look.
So, on your thing, there's this little arrow up
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to want you to click that, and then just follow through the prompts that you're given.
Okay, let's see. Arrow. Oh yeah, level up. It's below. Alright, so level so level 2 to 3, because I'm staying as a monk. Which lets you subclasses level up, yes I would. And I'm gonna take Sun Soul, because Sun Soul is mega zazed. Take average, yes I would. Cool, awesome. Oh, and that's level 2. Yeah, level 3. Okay, cool, awesome. We're up.
Cool beans.
Very, very cool.
And
Thank
now,
you.
yeah, it says level 3, and you're good to go. Yeah, that's just how easy like Foundry is when you have plutonium in it.
That is so nice. I love that.
Makes it super convenient.
Very cool.
Oh, and because you missed out on seeing it, I'm gonna show it to you.
Oh, cool.
The flesh harvester in question that was in the water, which was caused by my IRL group, by the way, was this thing.
Let's take a look. Oh, cool. Nice. I like it.
Subnautica.
Yo. Yeah, it's like one of those Leviathan fellas.
Ghost Leviathan.
It was a big old flesh leviathan.
I assumed this guy would be really chunky considering most of his body mass is caused from a ship, so...
Interesting. I like it.
Well, I mean, he did break a lot of the wood, but since he's flesh, he can't really digest the wood. But he does act like a vessel.
He ain't built like that.
He's just built a little different. Thanks.
I was built incorrectly.
God left me unfinished.
I know what's wrong with it, it ain't got no gas in it.
Putting a gas funnel in the Tewl. Ain't got no gas in it.
I just go and I summon the flesh leviathan, and I was like, heard you were talking a little schmack, and I was gonna be, I can't get that bullshit.
God. Fair enough. So
Yeah,
like,
I really thought I was onto something. I thought we had a deal, and that's like, okay, you get to eat the super powerful witch and take all of her memories and magic and knowledge, and you don't kill us a bunch of random animals with really not a whole lot to offer. So, you know, but no, he didn't like that.
so one of the girls died. How has like Leanne been affected by everything going on so far?
So how? Because I'll go and I'll bring over the one that died.
Sure.
This one.
Oh crap. Oh, it was the halfling. I mean the hobbit, right?
No, actually, she was a dwarf.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Let's see, elf. The only hobbit here is Wilco.
Fair enough.
The Dragonborn was dead temporarily.
Nodding.
But anyways, here's the gist of what happened. So they died due to the Wraith Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Which, upon their death, like, you know, Christine took it upon herself to go and, like, carry the body, while everybody else was doing their primary prep of, like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Big gist here is now you have a ship that has a bunch of refugees in it,
Mm-hmm.
and the intention of the surviving humanoids that are on the ship is we're going to take it to potentially Belvina, and after we go to Belvina, we're going to part our separate ways, because Bilja can't be with anybody anymore, because she took the curse, which means that everything around her will turn into fleshy masses, and the only one willing to accept being with them was Peep, and with them being tied together now, Peep also spreads it.
Yeah.
So those two are basically going off, not really into exile, but it's wholesome in the sense of, like, I don't want you to be alone.
Yeah, it's really nice. I see them, like, kind of almost growing together, like some kind of giant, like, flesh mangrove almost somewhere.
But that's what they're going to be doing. But that's a whole nother scene. No matter what you guys are intended, like, the intention of everybody here, excluding the party, of course, is we're going to go to Belvina. We're going to drop people off. We're going to let some of them just take the ship and go through the choking gulf. But the rest of us are just going to be on that beach and part our ways. Because all of them are survivors. They only became comrades and friends through, like, you know, their mutual survival here in Khajiit.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, the map is live. You guys can do as you wish. You can interact with each other, explore the ship if necessary. This is the epilogue game, the epilogue session. So with this, like, if you want to do anything that is a potential wrap-up for your character in some way, shape, or form, feel free to do so. And if it requires after docking, quote unquote, or just being dropped off at the beach, I can always move to the last scene, which is the serene shoreline. Which
Yeah. I definitely have some stuff. So, and forgive me, it's been so long. But what was the orc god of forging? What was his name?
That was Creep.
Creep. So with Tewl's level up into Sun Soul Monk, in quotations, unquote, basically there is this sort of like radiance that kind of builds up inside of their body. And, you know, they're gonna go over to Leanne and say, I know that our time together wasn't always quiet, but I feel like I was able to learn something about this book that I have. I think I have to seek Creep. And I don't know what you want to do with your future, but since you are also not exactly on the path set for you, perhaps we could both travel together and learn some new things.
We can, if you wish.
I think I'd like that, because if I'm going to do what I set out to do, I need to get my body back. And I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you stay safe.
I will be doing my best to write this story, get it published, potentially archived.
Creating memory. I think I could do with that. And with that, Tewl will kind of just like slither around Leanne's legs, forming like a wide hoop on the ground.
She's going to look at you a little confused and eventually just look down to her book, kneel, and stroke the top of your metallic carapace. No words, just acceptance of the fact that this whole ordeal is finally over.
That's nice. Tewl doesn't really have anything else to say either. But I guess they will look over to everyone else and say, good luck. You have taught me many things in our short time as one.
Is that to the group or just to like everyone in general?
Oh, that's just to the group mostly, you know. Like I will say that like he's especially looking over at Aisling when he does say that.
You're not so bad yourself.
Well, I'm going to go and head up to here and get ready to set us off.
Is there anybody crewing this ship right now?
So far, not really. You guys act, well, the girls acted as the main people that were crewing it. For the most part, since this is an elemental galleon, to a degree, well, it's an elemental caravel. But since it's that, like, you know, it kind of doesn't need anything involving sails. It propels itself via just the electricity coursing through the ring, the binding ring, and it's parting the water and propelling it forward. And it mainly just needs the person here at the helm to just pilot it, like just to guide it wherever necessary. Which Christine is going to head below deck. Gonna get a head count and an idea on what supplies there are there. Well, guess this was it. Not sure what the rest of you are going to do. I'm probably going to start up a grove somewhere.
I'll come with you.
Oh? Why?
Something to do? Someone to talk to? Why not?
I'm fine with that. I'm definitely fine with that. It's better than doing it by myself.
Yeah. Besides, if you get tired, you can ride on my back. I know I look like just a dude, but like... it
I'm
helps.
just a dude.
Just a guy.
Just
Just
a
a
dude
guy
you
in a
can ride on,
fursuit.
bro. It's no big deal.
I'm sorry, I'm just wearing a really poorly made fursuit. No big deal.
It's like these sun
Swampy.
bears, man. Where do you think I should go to start my growth?
I don't know, but it'll be fun to explore and find out.
True. True.
I don't know much about anything or being anywhere, so it'll be good to see something for once. I feel a little braver now.
Considering what we all dealt with, I don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sadly, I won't be able to spend much time with the rest of you. I have a mountain to get to. Just have to find the right one. And one that will at least allow little Peep here to take care of me.
I can totally see Peep and her new master almost forming into like some kind of Knuckleavi type creature, where like the dwarf binds with like her back, and they become like one thing.
I'm good if that doesn't happen.
I mean, for the most part, Bilja is just aiming to be in a mountain away from like society, so then she doesn't spread a negative influence. Meanwhile, Peep only spreads it. They're immune to each other.
Yeah.
Like, they carry the curse, but they are not like directly affected by it.
That's fair. That'd be interesting.
Let's see. So, starting a grove, going to right while you're doing your soul searching, and isolating themselves in a mountain. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Wilco's going on to the next adventure because they're taking this fucking ship.
Fair.
Wilco's the
But
goat.
this whole thing didn't make you want to I don't know, settle down somewhere, go home for a bit?
Not at all. It was lively, but having a ship, an open sea, I feel as if that's the safest will be. Away from all of this.
You know, I hear some folks say having cats aboard ships is good luck.
Who'd you hear that from?
Oh, you know, around.
Round. So you've been talking to more people besides me and your friends.
Well, there was not much else to do and passed out in a cavern somewhere other than eavesdrop a bit.
See, you didn't rebut me saying they were your friends.
I never said they weren't. Look, I suppose incredibly violent near-death experiences have a way of making people grow on you. Lack of a better word.
Now you're thinking like me. It's interesting seeing your former master. As pleasant as she was. I can see where you got your initial attitude from.
Well, I didn't come from nowhere, did I? I mean, I kind of did, actually. She sort of, you know, manifested me into the world from concentrated face spirits, but that's besides the point. For now, though, I'm just glad she's gone.
Inclined to agree. Also inclined to agree that it was good for us to avoid the harvester. That thing was too dangerous for its own good.
I feel inclined to apologize for that somehow.
Why? Because you carry a little bit of that in you?
What? No, because I tried to make a deal with it and it still tried to attack us anyway. It just made me look like a fool more than anything.
Only we saw it. And it's not like it has people to tell.
He rolls his eyes.
So, where are you thinking we should go after we drop everyone off?
Well, the old bog is probably empty now without a mistress.
Want to go to a bog?
I think I remember you said something about wanting to head over there.
Well, yes, but after all of this, you want to go to a bog? You have a little bit of adventure in your heart after all.
Well, I mean, think about what Oriana might have had stored in there. You know, I'm sure it would be a waste to just leave it all to rot in a filthy old fen,
You're right! We'll be heading there shortly after we drop everybody off. Just have to find a nice beach. I believe that there's some dead that need buried. At which point, question that I have for everyone, is there anything else that you want done? I know Mason said they're done on their end for the most part. So, Tropa, Mary, Morgan, anything for you?
There's not really too much for me to do at this point. I think I've had enough adventure to last me for however long anxiety takes over my body.
I just want to bury Ryan.
And Morgan, anything for you?
I think Ashling's sort of set to party with Wilco for a while until he's finally ready to chill out.
Wilco, shut the fuck up! Like, just stop!
Wilco, we almost died. We watched several other people die horribly.
I think I could watch that happen again.
Damn, death sounds kind of delicious right about now.
Like, Wilco, people died. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, wasn't it cool?
Yeah, that shit was awesome. Let's fucking meet with more people that are gonna die. Yeah.
Do it again.
I'm gonna go to an old folks' home. I'm gonna watch them die.
God.
See the life leave their eyes.
Yeah.
Wilco is now a death cleric.
Jesus. He doesn't explicitly go out of his way to kill people. He just, like, makes misfortune happen everywhere for his own amusement.
That's the exact opposite
He
of
doesn't
what
cause
Hobbit wants.
people to die. He just goes where
I
he
know.
knows it will happen because death is fun.
God.
It's like, don't you feel that sense of adrenaline? It's like, I'm 83! It's like, yeah, but you're about to die! Can't you feel your body failing? Isn't it awesome? Can't, like, all that adrenaline pumping through your veins is your fight or flight response. Like, you can't fight or flight a heart attack! So, proceeds to go into this situation right here, where Wilco starts guiding you towards Belvina. As the night fades and the day draws in, and you all arrive on the beach. It's very rare that I get to use the port music, but I get to finally use the port music.
Cody was fucking on the rails waiting to use that port theme.
While this is loading for some of you, I'm going to turn the light on in my office.
Cool.
There we go.
Poggers.
Hell yeah.
We're like boggers, am I right?
Poggers.
We're not sponsored by them. You can't do that. You can't say boggers.
No, not poggers. Boggers. Like you're in a bog.
Are we bogging?
We're bogging out.
Shut the
We're
fuck
bog
up.
maxing.
Oh my god.
That's
I'm
because
in a pog in a bog.
right?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Oriana's old house to steal all
Yeah,
her shit.
you're just bogging out, bro.
Rip Oriana. We're gonna go to Fortnite to her house.
You can't hurt
Rip
you
Marigold! Rip Marigold!
Rip Marigold.
God, Harfak Fortnite dancing in front of his fruit stand in hell.
Rip Marigold.
Damn, I want to see that.
I might actually talk to Cody about that at some point.
You can't hurt
interests me.
Dimitri anymore.
She can't hurt you now. Rip Grandma! Rip Grandma! She's dead now. She can't hurt you. Rip Grandma! That typed in. I think the only people that need to load, I mean, like,
I'm in. I can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go as a fucking turtle.
Sweetie, you in?
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
Oh, you okay? Awesome. So everybody's in.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of you are dropped off at the shoreline. The ship is just a little ways out, so it doesn't get moored onto the beach. As you are now able to do whatever you need to for burying the dead, Christine and the girls are going to head to a bluff up top, basically up here, to bury Indina's body.
Tewl can help by using their tail as a shovel.
I'm following. I have nothing else to do. I didn't know you could just drag and drop for your token and just go places.
Yeah, you could do that.
Whoa.
Ashlyn can attempt to help by sort of channeling the spirits of the dead a little bit.
Wilco's gonna fuck with this
See?
turtle.
What is he gonna do to the
He's gonna fuck the turtle.
No! He's gonna fuck the turtle!
No! We'll go!
Oh, hold on, I actually have something for that. Wilco, no! Don't fuck the turtle!
Wilco, no!
Life is just full of new experiences.
God.
No, he's just messing with the turtle right now. Mainly, he's drawing on it.
Honestly, good for him. I kind of love that.
Wilco, stop defacing an animal.
It's not defacing. I'm making it a part of history. If somebody were to find it, they'd know.
Just Wilco was here.
They would know.
At which point, another thing that has been a primary focus, because the girls are burying somebody that they were hoping to aid in sending back.
Aww.
But when it comes towards the bodies of those who had passed, which consists of Zolvin, which I know that Atropa's character Crocus was carrying, and then there's Ryan, which is what Peep was carrying. Didn't know whether or not you wanted to bury those bodies or not. I know that Ryan is being buried by Peep.
I do.
There's your dead body.
Thank you.
God.
Your mother is dead. This is your mother is dead news.
Number 15.
Yeah, my mom is dead.
You have
You
a
know
dead
who
mother.
else is dead?
Do you know else?
You know who else got killed by the reason?
Yeah.
God.
My mom.
So,
If I'm allowed to be really loud, I can do it, but I don't think I'm allowed to be super loud.
Hearing Morgan do a Muscle Man impression would be kind of like amazing, like an event in like history that would be documented for millions of years.
I can do it, and I have. It's just I don't know if I want to scream in a dorm right now while other people are busy working.
I think I'm gonna gaslight you into doing it. I think you should do it.
man, my anthropology class isn't gonna believe me on this. I got gaslit into being Muscle Man.
Imagine being gaslit into being Muslim.
That'd be kind of
Imagine
awesome,
not
actually.
wanting to do that.
Oh my god, Cody, it's time to take your ossification pills.
Take your muscle manification pill.
Yas, queen!
I don't know how well the mic picks it up.
I mean, hopefully it picked it up well enough.
God, all of the animals, they're just doing shitty impressions in front of each other while like the bodies are being buried. What the fuck is wrong with these beasts?
But,
They're like
Sad.
animals. I slaughtered them like animals.
God.
I like turtles. Wilco's over here
Turtles.
crushing turts. But anyways,
Sorry.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be having a sad, heartfelt moment of burying our dead friend.
All comedy is derived from fear. Anyway.
I'm gonna go and start with Peep, with Ryan. Where would you like to take him?
I'm still thinking about it. I haven't fully made up my mind on what all I want to do at the moment.
Do you want me to go to somebody else?
Yeah, just for time being.
Okay. Atropa, what do you want to do with Zolvin?
So I'm going to wander off the opposite direction to take Sullivan just to be kind of secluded, because this is just a really important moment for Crocus. Probably like somewhere up here.
I mean, there's this other bluff that's over yonder.
More up here? Yeah, I'm gonna keep going that way. It is sacred for me to bury her under the shadiest of trees, because she is the shadiest of bitches.
Alright, so you go and you take her body.
Mm-hmm.
And you proceed to... I take it you proceed to go and dig. How deep do you dig?
I'm gonna dig... I have no clue how high I can jump.
You can jump half your height up. So
I'm 4'7".
you're
so...
4'7", so you can jump off the ground about 2 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to bury her about 2 feet deep.
Okay. Because you spent so much time with her, I would like for you to make a religion check at advantage.
Okay.
Make 15 matches. So well, actually it beats it by 2. But you've been with Zolvin long enough to know some of the burial rites that take place in Orcish culture. And it all depends on what your rank was as to how elaborate your military funeral is.
Mm-hmm.
In her case, she was almost a mid-ranking officer. I believe we had her at sergeant.
Yeah.
And due to that, she was en route to be a staff sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, her whole entire existence consisted of leading her platoon as best as she can, like leading her troops as best as she can. But she was on, of course, military leave, which is why she was with everybody. And the embassy is currently occupied by... Well, the embassy is currently under siege in Khajiit at this time. So there's no way that you would have been able to go and get the proper military personnel present. But you have seen a few of these military funerals. Orcs... what do you want to say?
Oh, I said, yeah, she probably would have taken me to some.
So what you understand involving these in Orcish culture is each one of their platoon proceeds to, like, each one that is in their platoon or is under them, will proceed to leave behind a military coin. It's the commissar coins that you're able to receive as an orc. They leave behind one. And this is something that became a tradition a few hundred years ago. It's still in practice to this day, but how they dictate it is they leave that coin with the body, so then when they make it to the fortress of the war chief they were worshiping, when they make it there, they have money to buy themselves something at the commissary. So then they can enjoy their afterlife before they go into eternal service. The higher rank you are, the more time you get to actually finally relax. And she was on the verge of becoming a staff sergeant. But she has no platoon here. She has nobody in the military here to be able to pay for her relaxation in the afterlife. She will be immediately fighting on the forgotten battlefield against the scourge that plague it. Fighting in these trenches, following Zog through the trenches to eventually make it to her war chief.
Wait, sorry. She needs coins, right?
Yeah, she needs the commissary coins.
Oh,
Orcish religion sucks.
I don't know how much this
But
would
the
have carried
afterlife
out,
does.
but to be fair, you know, the book that Newt had, you know, they were a forgeman. Maybe it's possible that Tewl could use their metal calling and the knowledge of Newt's book to maybe make a few of these coins themselves with their calling.
I mean, it depends on whether or not Crocus would have told you what they were doing and what they need. Because
not
fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. Make of that as what you will, then. So I will say that Tewl would have been helping bury bodies, you know, but, you know, they can't be everywhere at once. So it's up to you.
Yeah, Crocus, this was very, very important for Crocus since she's basically raised him since he was a cub. He was abandoned, so this is a little too personal for him to share with anybody else.
That's fair.
I super love your thought, though.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm also connected to orcs, kind of, but nah, bro, you got this.
Yeah. I'm a big boy now.
But what you know involving her is she might have had some on her. And on her person, there are 18 coins. Which is enough to buy her 18 days.
I will say 18 days is better than none. Damn, this is like the tradition of putting pennies on eyes so they can pay their way and pay their fare. That's cool. I love that.
That's what I was thinking too.
This at least allows me to showcase a little bit of like the burial rates of each race, because elves are my favorite one. Only because like whenever like they hire a painter to be there, or they hire like a musician, they hire an artist that encapsulates like what the person was. And as each person comes up to give a eulogy involving the deceased, the artist that was hired changes what they do to match what was said. They compose it in some way. Painters will constantly revise and paint over what they've already done. to encapsulate the personality of the individual. Musicians will outright change the genre that they are playing, so then it encapsulates the personality of the person. There's writers that will quickly write down their perspective hearing this involving the individual, so then they can live on forever in text. Like, they all have something that they do to be able to emphasize this. And there's the most popular one that's done is hiring actors, where they hire a bunch of actors to be there, and the actors will act out the events that are being given in the eulogy. And all of this is like put into a memory crystal, and then that is put with the body. So then the memory is going to continue into their afterlife. So then they can see what their friends, what their family, what their colleagues and allies said about them.
The elves like, yeah, we send you off with a lovely performance of your life and all of your experiences. And then orcs are like, no money, go to war. Money, go to less war.
It's because orcs are the only ones defending the world against the scourge, like making an active effort for it. So they even have to do it in their afterlife. It's an eternal service that they swore themselves to. And that's why it's something that what they do is they don't want you to immediately fight. It's like you finally get some time off, and it sucks that it's because you're dead that you're getting it. We want to give you a little bit more time. So like everybody in the platoon will just put some coins in the casket. So then they have a little bit more time to finally relax because they fought the good fight. Like that is,
I like that.
That is how orcs are. It's a camaraderie. It's a family.
I'm curious.
It's cool stuff.
In terms of all the burial rites, like whenever you are creating lore for your world, like when do you think about establishing like the whole burial rites or something like that?
I start to think about it the moment that I bring up either the death of an individual. Like if I make a major historical figure, if I bring up the death of them at all, it's like, well, what would have the rites been for them dying? Like afterward, like what would have been done? There's also involving just outright like me writing it or me just randomly thinking about it. Because with dwarves, it's heavily inlaid in their culture. It's actually inlaid in their military as well as their nobility, that when you die, you're meant to be repurposed in some way, shape, or form so then you can stick around. Because dwarves do have an afterlife, but their afterlife means nothing to them if it doesn't have their family. And to be the last of your line is a tragic affair, because that means that your name dies with you. So they're all about like intermingling families. That's how their marriage works, is when they get married, they go out of their way to involve the family in the marriage as opposed to it just being the couple. Like the siblings will help in making the clothes and making the wedding bands. Like the families will help make those to ease everything on the newlyweds. Meanwhile, typically there's arranged marriages because they have familial armor sets. Because if you're going to like mix into other families, you need to see if they're compatible. And to see if they're compatible, it depends on what they valued in terms of the familial ancestral armor. And once that is complete, the head of household is immediately enlisted into the like elite military of the dwarves, of the kingdom of the dwarves, and they serve the king of the dwarves or the queen at that time. And they're wearing their ancestral armor. They are fighting for their people. And when they are called into action, it is the strongest military force on Omadai. It rivals the orcs, because even though the orcs are a military-based culture, the dwarves have the most elite soldiers, because even with some of them being inexperienced, they have magical armor sets, because putting your family members' ashes into the weapons and armor, because that's how they do it, is when the family member dies, they're cremated, and then their ashes are made into a piece of equipment, armor, weapon, amulet, something. They're made into something. They're repurposed so they can stay with their family. And then when the set is complete, that family member is meant to fight for their people, and that family name is then revered, and that's how you end up with nobility. Because the nobles are the people that got to complete the armor set. So that's how that works. A noble is made through the armor set being completed, and now the family name is uplifted, and they are considered nobility, and then anybody would want to marry into that family for the prestige of it. Meanwhile, the kings and queens, typically there's a lot of plots to kill them. Only because of the fact that the king or queen of the dwarves is typically a dungeon guardian, and the prior king or queen was turned into a dungeon core.
Like Marigold.
And that dungeon core is then put into the throne they sit upon, and the dungeon core cleans the area. It keeps it clean. It maintains the guards and soldiers in the city. But the moment they're dethroned, the prior dungeon core is destroyed, and the new dungeon core is made from the former ruler. So that is how that operates.
Yeah, I've been using my time away from my rig to basically focus on finalizing the lore for all of the species in my settings, and so far, out of the 37 I have, I only have 13 more left to do. But anyway, though, we should carry on.
Yes. So, anyways, with what you know involving Zolvin, involving Orcish culture, she has about 18 days of some level of relaxation in her afterlife.
Question.
Answer.
Do you think over time Zolvin would have given Crocus coins as he grew and everything like that he would just carry around?
I have a feeling that she did, in the sense of trying to go and teach you her people's customs. And Crocus, being the dope that they are, probably never actually spent them and just kind of held on to them.
Oh, definitely not.
So Zolvin is... Let's see. So how old would Zolvin be? How old would you want Zolvin to be?
That depends. What is the age range of sergeants for orcs in your world?
Typically, the age range is based off of a few factors, but most likely based off of her experience and what she was doing. She's probably a bit older due to her not actively seeking promotions and was just kind of earning them through merit. Which means that I would say that she's about 33 years old. So she joined the military when she was 16. So that is a total of 17 years worth of coins. So you requisition them once every season. So that's 4 every season. So 4 times 17, we got 68. So you have 68 coins on you.
Cool, I'm pushing all of them bitches in with her.
All right. means that now she has 86. That's 86 days.
That's all he could remember seeing whenever he would go to orcish funerals and all of that. So, you know, he thought those are only for dead people.
These are for dead people. Why do you
These are
keep
for
bringing them
dead
to the place
people.
that gives you food?
Yeah, why do you keep giving me these? These are for dead people. But now that he knows and it's officially dead person time, he's going to give them to her. She earned those for everything that she's ever done for him. She is, by all technicality at this point, his mother. She is the end-all be-all for him, so this is incredibly painful, and after he buries her, he's going to lay there and cry to himself. And probably cry himself to sleep at that point, because he misses her.
Point. After she's buried, after she's gone. As you feel the weight of her death finally hit you, you're racked in sobs. Catching your breath is a bit difficult. The sun still shines upon this area, the pinpricks of light hitting the grave. There's this sense of finality. The presence of her body felt comforting. As if there was something that you could do. Something that might have led to this just being, she's asleep. She's something else might have happened. It's like something could happen. Maybe this isn't the end. Like maybe I can have a solution, but a solution never came.
And burying her made it real.
Burying her forced the situation, forced the feeling of she's gone. There's a weight on your shoulders. And for the briefest moment, it feels as if that weight clenches on there for just a brief moment. Like a heavy hand. A familiar hand. But even as you react to it, it goes away. It's like she was saying goodbye.
He's hurting.
Fuck, that got me like tearing up a bit. So Crocus is currently in the process of dealing with grief up over yonder. Peep, are you ready?
I think so.
All right. Where would you like to bury him?
Okay. Well, first I have a question.
Yes.
Alright. Does Rangers have any specific burial traditions, or can I do this any way that I feel like Ryan would have liked?
Rangers are typically part of a lodge, and with them being part of a lodge, they are added into the ranks of, they're fallen. They're entombed in the catacombs for the most part. But Ryan, he was never truly part of a lodge. He would visit them, he would stay there for a bit, and then he would leave. But he never dedicated himself to any. He felt as if Rangers should not stay in one area, that they should go and wander around and explore the world. And with that, Ryan he had nothing besides Peep and himself. But with that, in human culture, it kind of falls into a little bit of the same vein. Typically, humans are they're buried in graveyards. It's the typical stuff that's done for humans today, like in the real world, where, you're given a eulogy, you're laid to rest, you're put into the ground, tombstone is made, and people visit and drop off flowers. The only difference is humans in this setting, one thing is done, and it is the spouse and siblings, depending on who was closest to them, takes a wooden stick. They have this little piece of flat wood, and they engrave in it the name of the deceased, and they put a loop of thread through it, or sometimes it's a metal chain. No matter what, it's an engraving on a flat surface that has the person's name, and on the back it has an epitaph of sorts, something that encapsulates who they were, and it is typically worn on the wrist, on the neck. Some of them outright wear it as an attachment to their belt or pants, but it is kept on your person because you were the person that they trusted the most. You've never known Ryan to have anybody else but you, and this is partially evidenced by the fact that there have been times to where Ryan has talked about next to the fire, while you're traveling and while camping, that he's happy that he doesn't have anybody that relies on him, and that he just has one person to worry about, because he can't handle the responsibility of losing someone or of being lost. He doesn't want to be a burden on them, which is why he chooses not to be a part of anything.
Bro, I was trying not to cry.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you about your master. Damn.
Why you gotta make me cry?
I wasn't trying to.
Bitch!
This is the way.
Alright. I'm gonna do this, hopefully without crying. We'll see. I have a plan for Ryan. And when I say a plan, I mean I have an entire thing written on my phone for him.
Wait, really? Holy fuck. That's awesome.
I was planning this for weeks.
That's so cool. I'd love to hear it.
Awesome. Okay. So, I'm gonna have Peep go around the beach, looking specifically for wood to make a raft out of, and any type of flowers that are growing on this beach.
Okay. There are some flowers that aren't directly at the beach, but there are some that are up this way, towards where the girls are. And in terms of a raft, you could try to fix up this boat that's in the water, this broken boat.
Alright, yeah, I'm doing that. First, I'm gonna get the flowers.
Okay. Need you to make a survival check. This gotta be DC 5.
Survival, where the fuck are you?
Now you'd be going into attributes. And then after that, you scroll down to, well, not scroll down, but you just mouse over towards survival.
Found it.
You found it? Awesome.
Normal, right?
Yep. Damn.
And that's a 22 beach.
Alright, you find a decent amount of flowers. With these flowers, the ones in particular that you find, we have specific flowers for this. I'm prepared, I swear.
You got this, honey.
Thanks, hon. You're not the correct one. You are.
Oh shit.
What?
My Discord's effing around for you. So give me a second if I just end up being gone for a moment.
That is completely fair. Here we go. Just gotta find it. It's further up here. Alright, let's see here. Alright. I believe this is the correct one. I'm just double checking because there's specific stuff that goes into this. Because it might actually be under Chamali. Let's see here. It's not Spider Thistle, it's not Meredith's. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we have some rules I gotta make. Find 3 Chelospiran crests. You find 3 dragon ferns. And the last one, I roll 2d4 for this. There's exploding. You find 8 Cephiathan plants. I will bring up what each one of these are. So,
Appreciate that.
let's see. So I will read the little excerpt. Contributions to Omadai from Chamali. The embodiment of the wind. Is he granted the winds that grace it. These winds are guiding forces that sustain Omadai and the people that live upon its bountiful surface. As the plains have granted boons, Chamali grants the boon from Chelospira, his home plane, onto Omadai. There is tell of a flower that glides on the winds and would wilt upon touching soil. This flower is the Chelospiran crest. This flower has teardrop petals of pinks and whites, while the center of it is a dark brown coloration. It is considered a sign that Laruk is shifting into Lasay when the Chelospiran crests are blooming in the wind. These flowers are even considered an aphrodisiac, and will often be made into expensive perfumes for those wanting the smell of a brisk breeze entering into an orchard. Meanwhile, Luna's contribution to Omadai comes in the form of a fern that carries in coloration depending on the druid grove it grows in. These colorations are that of the chromatic dragons that reside on Omadai, and the textures of the fronds are about the same. Known as dragon ferns, these short plants with thin fronds come in many varieties based on the environment the druid grove is in. These alter the dragon fern in multitudes of ways, but some of the effects of using the dragon fern for alchemical purposes are extraordinary. If one were to make a paste out of the fronds, they can apply it to their skin and gain resistances to the element the dragon fern is attuned to. Ingestion applies the same effect, but for a shorter duration. However, preparation of this can, you're able to go and make it into an elixir or an adventuring liquor. Nonetheless, the ones that you find being on a beach are of a yellow coloration, yellow and red. And last but certainly not least, conveniently, as many of you probably, well, not many of you, but some of you most likely recognize Sophie. But Sophie's contribution to Omadai is the kinship amongst not only humans, but animals as well. This has allowed for many races to tame and live alongside wildlife so easily over the past few millennia. One such method that has created this level of cooperation is the Sophiathan plant. This herb can only be found through the uncanny scent of an animal, but is toxic to the touch for those that do not have proper protection. This plant aids in forcing cooperation between a forager and their animal. The effects of the Sophiathan are renowned for their ability to clear the mind and aid in the diminishing of mind-altering substances and abilities. For animals, when properly prepared, it gives them a level of understanding of what humanoids say and do comparable to that of an adolescent of their species. As for humanoids, when properly prepared, it bolsters their mental constitution and has been used to clear away migraines, hangovers, and in extremely rare circumstances, kills brain parasites. And because this is tied to humans, conveniently enough, you found the most of this one.
Yeah.
So you find white and pink flowers with dark brown insides. You find yellow and red fern leaves. And then you find the Sophiathan plants, which you gingerly pick up with your claws with a 22 survival check, as you are able to bring them to Ryan's body.
Alright. People lay those down next to his corpse, while then making my way over to the boat to try and fix that up.
Alright. In terms of what Ryan has on his person, he doesn't have carpenter's tools, but you could try to just repurpose those if needed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you, I'm going to go and give you like his supplies that he uses, which is Tinker's Tools, and I'm going to have it where it's equipped so you can see it. And you can do your best to actually use them. You're not necessarily like proficient in it.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. So what I want you to do when you click on yourself, go to inventory. It's clear down Tinker's Tools. It's underneath water skin and above backpack.
Got it. Then what, do I just click on use Tinker Tools?
Yep.
Have that as normal?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. So you start to try and like put the boat back together, trying to repair it, and it's difficult for you to do. It takes a bit longer than you would like, but eventually you manage to get it put together a few hours later. I'll allow you to go and do this 2 more times. So if you want to go and just click use Tinker's Tools 2 more times, you can.
Okay.
That's good. 1 more.
There
Damn.
we go.
Proceed to go and lay it in a way to where it will properly hold Ryan's body. And with the final check, you make sure that it's watertight. Watertight. So he'll be able to be adrift for a decent amount of time until eventually he is sent away, like properly sent away. With that being said, the small rowboat that you were able to go and repurpose and set up for Ryan is ready.
Okay. Peep still got some other things to do. Alright. People have the boat yet again next to the corpse. And while looking around, I will try and climb up the tree to find 3 coconuts.
All right. I need you to make an athletics check.
Yes.
All right. Let's see how many coconuts are up there. There's 1 coconut.
Damn you.
There's other trees.
I'm hunting all trees. I need 3 coconuts.
All right. Need you to make another athletics check.
At least I get to roll dice a lot this time. Yay!
Find 1 coconut.
Damn it! Going to another tree.
All right. Roll an athletics check.
I need 1 more. That's a 12. That's so okay. Oh, thanks.
There's 7 coconuts.
Okay, I didn't need that many, but I'll share.
You went to 2 trees that have 1 coconut each.
Yeah. Should have just looked around instead of just climbing those damn trees. Didn't think about that.
So right now you got 9 coconuts total.
Got 9 coconuts. Wait, how many people are here fully?
Like in terms of players or just characters?
Everyone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I have enough coconuts for everyone. Does that include Ryan's corpse?
No.
Alright, I need 1 more coconut.
Can I offer you a nice nut in these trying times?
I need 1 more coconut.
All right, climb another tree. It's another
I'm
athletics check.
There has to be another coconut. I need all coconuts. I feel bad for not sharing. That's
Okay.
a 19. There better be an... Okay, I
This
got enough
beach full of
coconuts.
coconut trees is only 2 coconuts on it.
There's a coconut deficit.
Alright, I got enough coconuts now. More than what I originally was going with, but then I felt bad about not sharing.
Yeah, you got 12 coconuts.
At 12 coconuts. Alright. Let me gather my notes here.
That's enough for the bodies now.
Killed someone, the bodies. I'm glad I'm out of humor, because I'm pretty sure the moment I get to my little speech, I'm gonna be fucking bawling like a baby. Alright. So, as Peep gathers all their stuff that they wanted next to Ryan's corpse, I gently lay Ryan's body into the boat. And then I will surround his corpse with all the flowers that I found.
All right.
Try to collect my breaths here because we're getting to the point that I know was making me cry. So, as I have Ryan's body and the boat surrounded by his favorite flowers and his favorite drink, I will grab his hand. Try not to cry. Got this, Turley. I got this. Yeah.
Take your time, sweetie. It's National Boyfriend Day.
You're not my boyfriend, you're my hubby.
I know, I just wanted to
You don't
remind you.
count anymore.
I know. There's no husband day.
Is there not?
I don't know.
Well, now you have me look it up. So
There we go. I distracted her from crying. This is what good husbands do.
Damn, happy boyfriend day, Mason.
Happy friend day.
What?
Did I just hear happy birthday?
Yeah, that is happy birthday.
No. I also said happy friend day.
It's boyfriend day, honey.
Yes,
Because you're my funny partner.
indeed. That's me.
I will look up natural husband.
And
day
also by
later.
extension you.
Exactly, I have been taking boy juice.
The boy. The boy essence.
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 I couldn't immediately find husband day. I have to like look through an entire list of natural like shitty holidays. So I have to
have
do that. There's
Well,
an
hey.
I'll have some rocks to bring back for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's the only way I could. The only way I could show my affection.
No, hell yeah, I love rocks. I'm excited.
No.
Alrighty. So as Peep takes Ryan's hand, Peep says to him, "You sacrificed so much for me. You gave up your safety to take in a lone owlbear. You gave me my name, to which I will forever honor and do right by you. I will protect those that you care about. I promise to make this world a better place like you wanted." Fuck, I'm crying.
It's alright.
No, it's not, because my boogers are running into my mouth.
You need
Ouch.
tissue, sweetie?
No, I have like 3 next to me.
She was
I've
ready.
been crying a lot. Alright, doing it. Woo. You are my father. Even when you are gone, you will always be my father, my friend, my master. And you will always have my heart. No one will ever replace you fully. And I will forever love you, even when you're gone. Thanks you for being my father, my friend, and giving me a family. Peep will then crack open one of the coconuts that they climbed so many trees to get. And I will start pouring the coconut water into Ryan's mouth. Then I will crack open my own coconut and drink some in honor of his death. I will then push Ryan's body, which is in the raft, into the water so that way he can sail away and still see the world. After that, I will give everyone here one of the coconuts and then go over to my new master. And then I will hand them the last coconut and say to them, will you drink this with me in honor of Rye?
Oh, sweetheart, I will. Don't worry. He was a good man. He was. And he raised a good one, he did. As Bilja will jam her thumb directly into the coconut, breaking part of it, and then proceeding to clack it onto yours and then drink it.
Peep will lay his little hand on their lap. And that is all that I have for Peep.
That was really good. I'm hella proud of you.
That was a
really
very
good.
nice.
That was wonderful.
That was so nice.
Thanks you.
Final,
Yeah,
final
thank you
drink.
for, bro. That was so cool.
Been prepping this shit ever since he died.
See, that's the dedication I like to see. And this is like your first actual game, like playing D&D. So the fact that like you did that's something that like I feel as if a lot of DMs aspire to see from their players. That was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
You made me cry so much.
Yeah.
How rude.
No. It's not rude at all. Anything from anyone else? Because as of right now, like, Ashling is next to Wilco, whom of which is still defacing this turtle. He's defacing the turtle. Meanwhile, like the girls are properly like laying to rest Aindina. So out of those two, who wants to go first?
I guess sort of offhandedly, Ashley will kind of say to Wilco, like, I've always been able to feel the pull of the spirits. It's just part of my nature, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
what brings this up?
Well, I think all this death, doom, and gloom has sort of strengthened that connection a bit. It's like I can sort of hear whispers from people that used to be around but aren't.
What are they
Before,
telling
I
you?
used to just. Uh, well, before I used to just use that little spark to hunt them down and drag them back to that old hag to use however she decided that she wanted to, but now I don't know. Think maybe it's better that I use it for something a bit more worthwhile. Something that'll help the people still here.
What way?
Well, I think everyone has a deserves a chance to stay kicking on this earth before they're sent down to the ground, don't you think?
I'm inclined to
But I'm
say
s-
yes.
People deserve to live. And I think I'm gonna help them do that.
Are you
But,
saying you're ready for another adventure?
well, I thought we've already sort of established that, but
But
yeah,
you're always so hesitant.
I think I am. Well, now that I've seen the shit out there and knowing that I can actually do something about it, I don't think I want to be hesitant anymore. I don't want to have any sad little bears or polite young ladies having to mourn people who had no rhyme or reason to die when they did.
Death is a motivator, from what I've found out over the years. That's why my parents were never too keen on actually adventuring. They had always steered me in a direction that led to helping adventures as opposed to going it solo. I've always gone it solo. It's more fun, more dangerous, and the story is always better. But with with everyone around us, what we had lost, I think I'm the only one qualified to tell their stories.
And you're not solo.
Oh, I know I'm
mean,
not.
you can't get all the glory, can you?
No, I
I
have to
deserve
share
much
it.
of a piece of anyone else.
I feel as if you deserve more than that. I mean, look where you came from. You came from a hag and managed to get proper revenge. You were able to aid a group of misfit animals and their masters, and a group of women, whom of which desperately needed help. I feel as if you, much like everyone else in our little story, matter a bit more. I couldn't have gotten this far without you. You kept me alive, after all.
Damn right I did. Now, I think once they've all said what needs to be said, leave their folks to rest, we should get going. See what else we can do.
Drop off a lot of these people on the ship. Gotta move through the choking gulf. A few of them want to go to Old. It's pretty cold up there. If you're willing to deal with the cold.
As long as you don't put me in some sort of coat or booties.
Well, I'm putting you in my coat.
You know, your parents tried to force those onto me, and I may or may not have been peeing on their carpet since then, but you know, it's fine. Let's go. Let's go, shall we? And he finishes licking himself, hops off the turtle, and tail held high is gonna sort of scamper back towards where we've got her position to sort of get back onto the boat. And then turn around to everybody and says, no, it's not much, but No, I actually don't hate you. You did good.
You were saying that to basically like the party.
Yeah, it's sort of my final goodbye to them in the most sort of backhanded compliment way a cat can give.
I probably would have said it differently, but I think you did good enough. Which then leads to this. The NPC funeral for Andina. Bilja doesn't know Andina's family. Has never known her family. She never gave out her last name. And as such, he doesn't know, well, she doesn't know whether or not Andina has a family to go to. They might be the last of their line, as they too are a dwarf. So what Bilja does is she proceeds to take just a few things from her. A few things that seem important. Puts them inside a bag. And then proceeds to burn the bag on top of a fire retardant tarp. What are you doing? We're supposed to bury her with it. You don't understand. It's a dwarven thing. I don't know where her family is. So, I'm burning what I can. And we'll bury her your way. I'll be keeping the ashes. So then she can see a little bit of the world. You can proceed to bury her now. I'm going to sit here. Don't mind me. As Bilja sits on the bench, consoling Peep. As Marielle, Christine, Leanna, and Tewl lay Andina Flintheart to rest. As she is buried and dirt is tossed upon her, as Marielle, Christine, and Leanna all start to look to each other unsure as to what to do. Christine, whom of which is used to this kind of, not really behavior, but she's not used to this kind of burial. As depending on what caste you are amongst Valoran, this would be completely different. Meanwhile, the two elves are looking to this in a manner that's a bit more forlorn, as neither of them knew her, so they have no stories to tell. And then Christine does something that...
Yeah, Tewl,
Hmm?
I was gonna say, Tewl, raises their head, but then realizes that, yeah, they really didn't, have a ton of interaction, but, they will speak up anyway, saying,
Well, even if we don't have much to say, I think she was a remarkable individual because of the kindness she expressed toward all of us.
It's true.
She wasn't afraid.
Also true. Christine, looking to the others and then looking to the gravesite, proceeds to run her blade directly at behind, because I'm not saying like she's stabbing her through the ground in the head, but she's making a rudimentary headstone out of her sword. At which point I will delete that from her inventory. And as she does so, she uses her madness calling. Just gonna make the attack roll. It's not that great, it's rudimentary, but it's there. She uses the madness calling to alter the sword, to have the depictions of her fighting heroically against the Wraithbear, the thing that killed her. All of this upon the blade itself. The depictions are a bit haphazard, out of order, but they're there. The blade warping to allow it to have some of these images on there, appearing more like some failed blacksmith attempt at making a tombstone, well, a headstone, but it gets the point across. As both Leanna and Marielle look to each other yet again, as Leanna writes down this moment, and Marielle proceeds to mark down some things that have happened here. So, as the moment is written down by Leanna, Christine is going to head over here to the cliffside, and she's going to sit. Marielle is going to sit down and continue writing, same thing with Leanna. So, something that happens, because this is based off of what all of you have done in these moments, in the epilogue. Marielle has decided to change how things are going to go for herself. So, first things first, this is something that if you have watched the Beasts Exhumed campaign, you would know about. There is a drink list. And it's mainly a menu that I made for Dell's character, Dell, because they played as themselves, for the Café de Lisi. Now, with this, Marielle intends on heading there. She intends on doing a few things, but the first thing she's doing is heading there to try and get the tragedy of Khajiit remembered. How she's doing this is she is making an alcoholic drink. It's going to be called the Tragic Menagerie, which I have to mark that down in post-session discussion.
Tragic Menagerie.
The Tragic Menagerie. It is a magical drink where you have to say the names, like basically say the event itself, to remember it, to commemorate it, because this is the incantation that goes with it. We remember those that have been sent out to sea. We remember those that have been struck down by wraiths. We remember those that suffer curses. We remember those. Oh, fuck, what was it? Remember those that have been sent out to sea. Remember those that have been struck down by wraiths. Remember those that suffer curses. Remember those that are buried with time to spare. Zolvin praised. Ryan be remembered. And Dina be loved. This drink uses coconut juice, mixed in a turtle shell, paid for with 1 commissary coin, and is mixed with dragon fern, Cephiathan plant, and I believe it was, what kind of Chelispirin was it? Chelispirin crest. So there we go. Through the party's actions, through what is done, you've managed to go and make a magical drink. The effects of the drink can be dictated by the party now, if you so choose. So as a party, use your imagination as needed. What kind of effect do you think the tragic menagerie provides to the person who drinks it?
Do we just like go on a loop, or do we privately DM this to you?
You're able to just say it out loud. It doesn't have to be a private thing. No matter what, it's going to be one
Fair.
effect, and I want it decided
Okay.
by the group because you are the tragic menagerie. And
Sure.
if anything, I'll probably start from Atropa and move down and then end on Mary. So Atropa, any ideas?
No. I wish
No?
I did.
Valid. What about you? What about you, Morgan?
Well, my best idea is that it is literally supposed to be a drink that forces you to recall the horrors that happened here. So, I mean, I guess the quick sensory overload of the faces of those who had lost their lives during the chaos will sort of grace your brain. And, I don't know, for a mechanical buff that it gives you. I'll need to think about a mechanical buff.
While you're thinking about that, Mason, you got anything?
Yeah, I feel like in a way it channels the raw power of misfortune, but then kind of mishmashes it around a little bit. So I imagine that like whoever drinks from it experiences a really bad memory, but as a result, it like affects however many creatures are around them in a certain radius by giving them the same memory. and mechanically, there is a 50-50 chance that all natural 20 rolls are considered to be natural 1 rolls, and all natural 1 rolls are considered to be natural 20 from anyone who is affected by this drink. But it's only one or the other for everyone involved,
All right.
and it lasts probably until combat ends, or however many minutes.
Mary, do you have anything?
I do not, because I am still over here recovering.
I understand.
I didn't get my alcoholic drink before I started this game.
It's all good.
This is why I did illegal activity before starting the game.
I'm gonna do semi-illegal activity after the game, and then going into another game.
So
Maybe it'll give you a little buff to wisdom checks and saving throws because nothing else that you see will be worse than what you just had to go through drinking this.
Fair.
and the idea that I have in mind is RP effect being that the individual remembers. Hold on. Remembers an event that they had repressed. This event is then confronted. They will experience dreams of this repressed event until it is come to terms with it. How this is done is it is brought up verbally to those that the individual cares about. And in terms of the mechanical effect, until the person speaks about the repressed memory or repressed event, they are immune to fear, but they suffer at disadvantage for all wisdom saving throws. So basically, you can't just repress the memory, you need to actually heal, and in order to do that, you have to recognize you have people who support you and love you that are around you. And with that, you do that, it releases it from your body, because that's what you're doing, is you're releasing it from your body after you drink it. But becoming immune to fear, it's pretty good. Having disadvantage on wisdom saving throws, this is really bad. But it's a great way for somebody, especially if they're a player, to force a confrontation on their character backstory in some way. Because it's like, I'm going to order the tragic menagerie because I need to talk to the party. And then, boom, they go and they drink that. It's like, oh, we know what's going to happen. They drank it. They're going to talk to everybody now.
I like that. That's really cool.
So,
the trauma dump drink.
It's literally the trauma dump drink.
Hell yeah. We love trauma sauce.
This is the oversharing drink.
Trauma dump drink.
The TDD.
Sounds like a cruelty squad item. Very good.
But let's see. So we have with this a few things. I posted it. So the sensory overload, but you can get a buff 2 checks and saves after drinking. we have the channeling misfortune to where you experience a bad memory, but everybody around you experiences that memory as well. All nat rolls are reversed, lasts until combat ends. Or we can have the you remember a repressed event. It has to be confronted. If you do not tell people about it, then you're immune to fear, but you suffer disadvantage on wisdom saves. So out of these three, which one would you guys like to pick?
I'm gonna roll a d3 for this.
Okay.
Damn.
The first being Morgan's, the second, the first one being Morgan, two being Cody's, and then the third being mine. 2, so it's Cody. I actually kind of like that more. Anyway, so there you go.
All right, so that's one for mine. What about the rest of you?
Alright. I can agree with that.
I triple agree.
Trauma dump.
Trauma drain.
Damn.
All right.
I'll take trauma off the cap.
Damn,
Hold the rock.
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
Imagine just trauma dumping after drinking this. It gives people a reason to trauma dump about their backstory too.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, listen, I don't need that drink to do that shit. I already trauma dump when I drink.
I do that whenever I participate in illegal activities.
I do that in general.
I also
mean,
do that
so do
whenever I
I.
kill people. We're talking about the same thing, right?
I cannot. I am incapable of keeping my mouth shut when it comes towards like any trauma I have. The moment that it's relevant in conversation, I will talk about it as if it's not a problem.
Trauma's funny.
Yeah, me too.
I'm from a generation to where all of my trauma's a joke because so's my life. Cry. It.
I mean, to be fair, I think your life is a pretty fucking amazing joke, all things considered.
Hey.
Wow.
I'm proud of the
One
joke
best.
that I cultivated.
It's
Damn.
no longer a joke, it's serious now. What?
This is just as bad as Baby Puppy Fight Club.
Dude, Baby Puppy Fight Club is great.
Baby Puppy Fight Club.
Baby Puppy Fight Club.
This was before Morgan, I think.
No, I thought Morgan
It
was there as
was.
tech.
Morgan was
I made-
there for
I made
Baby
the-
Puppy Fight Club?
I was not there for the original Baby Puppy, but I was there for Baby Puppy Fight Club.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, because Zipper was the first one to say Baby Puppy, I think.
Baby Puppy.
Alright.
Is that a Baby Puppy?
Uh,
Baby
Yeah,
Puppy
Baby
Fight Club?
Puppy. Yeah.
You know what would be really fun
What?
that I
What?
just thought of?
What?
What if we did like a reunion one shot with our old Ascension characters?
Oh dear God.
That'd be goated. Maybe. I don't
With
know.
Yursi,
It'd be like Travis.
Harfak. It is like Yursi, Harfak, or the other guy. What was his name?
Oh, Markovich?
Markovich, that guy.
Markov.
So Yursi, Markov, and Nefret and Dawson have to come back together to do some stupid thing together.
I don't know. I don't even know how it'd work, but like I would fucking love to just like, because I haven't really talked about it at all with you, but like I've just been thinking about like, you know, Ballaran Hell and Harfak there still doing stuff, and what could happen. I don't know. I like imagining that at some point like Harfak does somehow leave Ballaran Hell or whatever, and he's just like this really messed up dude. He's still like
Why is
cooking, though.
Harfak in hell?
Oh, I didn't even tell you guys about this technically. So basically, Cody and I were talking about, you know, the fate of Harfak after everything that happened with Dimitri, which, you know, was technically, you know, part of me, like, leaving for the time that I was in my undergrad. And basically, the whole premise is that I actually wrote it out, too, I think. But essentially, Harfak ended up, like, infiltrating his family, like, his family business, like, with the disguise kit that he got. And he found out that his father
Also, I can hear myself through someone else's mic. I don't know if that's like me or whatever. But
I don't think it's me. Because I
fair
can hear
enough.
myself talking as well.
Fair enough. So, basically, what happened is that he found out that Harfak found out that his dad was trying to weaponize dungeon cores by like basically compressing them into like basically like recalibrating them into some kind of liquid that could be injected into people and basically give them the power of a dungeon core essentially, but like, you know, without being immobile. So almost like some kind of weird, fucked up, in a way, kind of like becoming a dragon in a way. It's weird. So
Taking
basically,
the strength of a dungeon core without the drawback of becoming a literal rock that can't do anything.
pretty much, yeah. So what happened is that Harfak's dad juiced himself up. He fucking fought Harfak, and then what happened is that Harfak realized that the liquid was still kind of unstable. So he basically injected the rest of the substance into his dad, causing him to fucking explode. And oh, I forgot to mention the it turns out that the liquid that like he injected his father with, and he also kind of injected himself with a little bit in order to take on his dad, was actually Dimitri, already made into a core.
Oh no, they killed the kid.
Yeah, so like Harfak's dad was like, it's time for us to settle this, like act like family. So he injects himself. He causes it to Harfak. He injects himself a little bit. They both Hulk out. They're losing. Harfak realizes that his dad didn't use all like the rest of it, and neither did he. So he just stabs it into him, and he causes him to overload and explode. And after Harfak finds out that it was Dimitri that he literally injected himself with, he's like, "Fuck!" For the first time, because he never swears. Yeah, I gotta go into Ballaran Hell to make sure that like Dimitri's okay, since I technically did not keep my word. So he basically like kind of exiled himself down into like the Ballaran underworld to who knows what happened, and that's pretty much how we left it off in our DMs. And I still think
So,
it's raw as fuck.
Damn.
so yeah, Harfak Harfak's son gets kidnapped by his dad, goes and gets into a Hulk fight with said dad, kills the dad, then realizes that his son was turned into the juice that made his dad turn into the Hulk, that is dead now. And now he's going to hell to basically check on his son to make sure that he's not suffering eternally.
Damn, that
Yeah.
just sounds like a Dragon Ball Broly movie.
Yeah, nah, low key.
Meanwhile, it's the fact that Dimitri would never have gone to Ballaran Hell because that's not his afterlife. He was turned into a dungeon core, so he actually goes to the dungeon core afterlife, which is being reincarnated. And the problem with that is my IRL game, after the fact, released all of those souls so they can actually pass on.
That's funny.
So Dimitri's soul is released, but Dimitri is still technically a monster because he was turned into a dungeon core. So he's now just trapped in the ley lines until a new throne is made.
I wonder if
What
it's
are the way
possible
lines again?
to help to free him like fully.
Yeah, if that's the case, because it has been a couple years, then I think the reason why he actually went into Ballaran Hell himself is because he basically wanted to exile himself because he felt like he failed his word and he was no longer like basically worthy of this world, pretty much.
Which one he probably
But
evacuated Ballaran Hell because currently it is overrun with the Scourge.
fair enough. So yeah, maybe like then if that's the case, Harfak goes down there for a time, sees the Scourge, and then maybe somehow finds out about like how dungeon core souls were kind of fucked with, and then he's like, wait a minute, I can still do something, and then he tries to leave.
Yeah, that could be what that could be what the reunion session about is to rescue Dimitri from the ley line.
Oh my god,
It's
that'd be
like
awesome.
Arfak comes back and he's like, "Yeah, I used to know some people that can probably help me out with this." And then he goes back and like reassembles the Avengers and is like, "Okay, guys, we've killed demons and shit before. We can do it again, but this time it's to save my kid who's been dead for a while in this horrible like monster purgatory."
If you help me out
So
this one last time, I'll make you a feast you'll never forget.
love you said it was like the Avengers.
God.
But it's really
I
like
gotta
if
pick
Liam Neeson assembled everybody. It was like my
Liam
son.
Literally,
Neeson leads
though.
the Avengers.
God, I need to create Punished Harfack now. It's gonna be great.
But
That would be dope as
is
hell.
there anything left? Because as of right now, we have the 3 dead, buried. I'm gonna put quotes around buried because one was pushed out to sea.
Laid to rest.
Laid to rest. But there were 3 laid to rest. And the rest of you, it seems as if, are parting ways.
I mean, one of them literally can't be around people, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Bilja and Peep.
Yeah.
I figured Wilco and I would do some vague heroism somewhere.
Yeah. Wilco's aiming on just seeing the world, seeing the sights for a time. And then eventually, if adventure finds him, then he will seize it alongside his faithful companion. But what about the rest of you? Crocus is with Marielle and Tewl is with Leanna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything else to say
I don't
other
either.
than good. Yeah.
Other than adios.
Ciao.
Means Marielle is going to be taking Crocus to Cafe de Lisi, which is heading towards the Beast Exhumed group.
Hell yeah.
And Leanna is mainly intending on finding a place to settle down for a time so then she can finish writing. And then after she finishes, she's going to, well, do what she needs to. But in the meantime, she will be helping Tewl with religious matters.
Yeah. Basically, Tool's plan is that he wants to find a way to basically access Creep, and then by extension, also maybe access, like, a portal to the Harvester's home plane so that, they may rebuild themselves and then come back. Because they feel like they have a debt to owe. Because they feel like they have a bit of a. They feel like they have a bit of a debt to owe to Newt for what they don't know about them, and then from there they're going to try to like continue their purpose and potentially start fighting off the demons that have been spreading. But he's got to recuperate a bit first and literally, grow a little bit first. Because my plan for Tewl is basically to get a couple more levels in Monk, and then once I in character like interact with Creep or find a cathedral of some kind, I'm gonna start taking multi-class levels into Forge Cleric. If I survive for that long.
Which of course will be at a later date, as considering this is all that you guys have, this marks the end of the Unfamiliar Territory campaign. And with that, there is some news that I intend on being able to go and give here. So recently I hit 850 followers, so it was last night that I hit it. So I'm 150 away from 1K, which also means that I'll be potentially doing, once I hit 1K, a subathon. It'll be month long. And upon doing said subathon, I fully intend on using all of the funds from that to go towards finalizing my model, which I intended on doing before well, not finalizing, but like at least starting the process of getting it cut and rigged. I intend on doing that before the end of the year, like contacting my model artist. But other than that, the other things. So I went and I revamped some stuff in my server, mainly in terms of bringing up the rulings involving my games, because I believe that anybody should be allowed to play D&D. And with that, the main thing that I want to bring up, and so then it's actually in a VOD in general, is me stating that I made some edits to the stream game queue, and I'm going to do some revamping of some of the games. I'm trying to get a game schedule set up for the upcoming games. Mondays are going to be tricky for evenings due to a game I have been coordinating in, so we will see how that goes. Meanwhile, my IRL game is nearing a close, depending on the actions of the players, so that will be a free slot on Wednesdays eventually, but not until mid-next year if all things go to plan. I am going to try my best to accommodate my players, but there is a decent chance this will be 2 games a week still. Settled Wilds still has 2 more arcs after the current one if they manage to succeed on their current mission. So here's the plan. If you haven't done your Origin session, we can try to schedule that. Otherwise, the games that are next are currently Settled Wilds, Blood Hunt, and Where Magic Comes From. Preferably, I can get all 3, but if it isn't possible, I will most likely go with Where Magic Comes From since all of their Origin sessions are already completed. That is also where I'm going to start planning out the future campaigns for the server/channel. If you want your game to be next in the queue, then you will have to have all Origin sessions in them done first. If that is not done, then it will continue to be waiting in the wings until that is completed. After that is done, then it will be added to the queue. Reminder, I am not responsible for contacting you about your Origin session. That is your responsibility to coordinate with me on when we can do that. With that being said, also remember that I am not a paid DM and that I do not charge for my games. This means that everything I'm doing is free of charge and should at least warrant some kind of respect for my time. Reason why I'm saying this is due to me emphasizing I do not want to be pressured into moving your game further up in the queue, as I do not want to overwhelm myself and burn myself out on D&D. This has happened before, and my wife, Mary, was incredibly worried about me when I had 4 games in 1 week, which totaled to around 27 hours worth of D&D. For a player, that would be fun and great, but on a DM, it's a different story. I hope this update was clarifying enough for many of you, and if you have any questions, you can direct them to the Ascension Questions and Answers channel. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go and put the Discord link here. For anybody that would like to join the Discord, I would appreciate people being able to join the Discord and take interest. My campaign setting is free to my players outright, and it will be free to everybody in general once I get art for it, because art is rather expensive. I don't care how easy AI art is. It is not something that I am going to condone. As I have learned through many different people, AI art is really just good for providing a reference so that an actual artist can use that as a rubric of sorts to do the proper soul-filled art. So that is what I believe is the case, but please do not pay into AI art. I think that we hit a major breakthrough involving AI art due to the fact that you cannot copyright it, which is great. So people that wanted to go and like save a fuckload of money on a lot of their projects by doing AI art, they kind of got fucked over because they cannot copyright their art. They cannot copyright any of the AI art whatsoever, and that is a good thing. Meanwhile, for the SAG-AFTRA strikes for the WGA, it was already put into the contract that they cannot use AI anything in general to try and streamline the processes for any of their shows, games, movies, etc., which I also think is amazing. Because it's like, oh, I can't use ChatGPT to proofread this whole entire script. It's like, nope, you have to pay somebody. Like, if you're going to put in the effort, you have to pay someone. That's why it's like I'm willing to go and no matter what pay for the art. And it was mainly like me using AI to be placeholder, but now I'm just no longer going to do that, considering everything that has been brought to light involving AI art and AI generation in general. I was going to go and try and use AI to proofread my stuff, but at the very same time, I'm not going to do that because that is me going against everything that writers are. So I'm not doing that either. Because it seemed very easy and convenient at the time, and it would have saved me a ton of money and would have allowed me to still put out a free product. But the problem is I do not feel morally okay with doing any of that after doing the research and looking into all of this. So currently I'm going to be doing all that stuff involving art. I have somebody already in mind. I don't believe they're in the server right now, but I will be contacting them at some point there's somebody that I know IRL. As a matter of fact, they were at the wedding. Their name is Paige, and they did something for a Ghostbusters TTRPG. So I'm going to be, I believe they called it Gas Blasters is what it was called. But at least that's what the game was, and they did it on Kickstarter and stuff. They made a lot of money, but that is what I'm going to be doing, is most likely using them for art. But I will also be looking into like a few other people to go and do my art, some of them currently present, whenever I have the extra cash to do so, because me getting my model set up is only taking priority, so then it gets the word out there, so then I can get revenue from Twitch to act as a backlog of money to continue adding in while I continue to advertise for my setting through my games.
Sounds good.
Because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that will eventually be able to come to fruition. But me being a shill aside and doing my elevator pitch for my campaign setting and how I do things in general, because I know that I need to advertise my campaign setting more often, something that I made sure to emphasize quite a lot. I would like to say that this is one of my favorite groups in general, especially when I ran for you guys IRL, because IRL was amazing with this group for any and all instances. The amount of emotional writing that goes into, well, emotional writing, but like the amount of emotion that went to a lot of your characters was phenomenal. And it sucks because like I know that if the campaign was longer, we'd be able to go and get that. But unfortunately, because these are online campaigns and I'm not going to run a long form campaign unless I have a proper, concise group that is able to meet up consistently, I'm not going to be able to go and do that. Because not a lot of people are able to go and dedicate that amount of time, as nice as it would be.
That's totally valid.
Yeah,
So-
and absolutely understandable.
So with that being said, I'm going to go and do two things here. The first one that I'm going to do is ask, with this game, with the characters, with everything that has happened, I would like to know what you all thought involving the campaign itself.
Okay. I guess like one thing I really want to say is that it's more like I've probably talked about this before, but it's just like I feel like I really got that traditional Cody experience where, you know, no action really went without consequence. And, you know, I felt that like you kept track of small things we were doing kind of like very like, you know, very consistently. So I always felt like I was kind of immersed in this setting because everything I was doing had some kind of impact on me. And even though that like they're technically, you know, like downsides, like losing my legs and shit and like losing my calling, I still felt that like it was really cool being able to role play that out and just kind of like, you know, in a way like tactily describe how my character would like react, like would basically kind of like behave to those sort of things. And I guess I wasn't expecting the campaign to be as short as it was. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know that we were like spearheading through everything. I don't know. And honestly, like, it's just this way of running games that I'm not used to. But that's fine, though, because I'm actually really into the idea of having this character basically transition into, like, a different group so I can meet more people that are in the server. So I overall think that's, like, a really, like, kind of just just nice direction to go into because I'm always looking for excuses to meet new people that my friends know.
So
I
that's
had
the whole
fun.
dynamic. That's the whole dynamic of the server is once you finish out in a campaign, you can stay with the same group, or you can move into another group, or you can take people from this group and move them into another group.
Damn, I love that. I had a great time. It was just fun to sit and listen to everybody. Interact as themselves. I missed you guys.
I genuinely missed everybody.
Yeah. Just getting to see everybody in person again at the wedding was the highlight of my life. So
It was so nice.
This was a fun campaign. This was fun to be a part of. It sucked I couldn't be as consistent as I wanted to be, but like, life is traumatic.
Yeah, it is.
But I think this was good. This was fun storytelling. Sad I couldn't get to be a simp on main for the first time in God knows how long, but regardless, it was a fun little quick thing to do. Gave me a schedule. It was great.
It's nice to be consistent with like a schedule like coming on up where like you know what you need to do, you have a feeling on what you have to do like during the week. It's something to look forward to, or at least something to go and keep you on track because it's that nice placeholder that you have every week.
Mm-hmm.
My ass over here being absent for 3 sessions.
It's hard whenever you're the variety of ADHD, so like your existence is spontaneous, but you need structure, but you don't give a fuck about structure. So
Yeah.
Real shit though.
Real shit.
Yeah, after I come home, I'll definitely be more consistent because I'll be home.
Like,
Hawaii's been nice though.
You going to Hawaii was like, it felt so just out of nowhere because nobody had any warning about it. You're just like, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii.
Yeah, no, like I'm gonna say it was also incredibly out of left field because what I knew is that I was gonna be going out west to go to my cousin's wedding, but then halfway through it's like, hey, let's go to Hawaii, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say no to that.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if that really put a wrench in people's plans.
Oh no, darling, you're good. It was just glad to hear from you and glad to be sure you were safe.
Yeah, because like you said, you went to Hawaii. You know, the place that has wildfires right now.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't worry, I'm not on the big island. I'm on the little island.
Okay.
But no, I understand that completely. Because I was kind of freaking out a little bit too.
Well, did Oprah and The Rock help you out?
I not necessarily, but I did soy jack myself pointing at something, and let me show you guys.
Sam, Dwayne Reggie Rock Johnson.
Hold up, let me upload this here. Yeah, I went on a crazy awesome boat trip tonight.
You pointed at the fucking mountains. That's an island! Dude, why does it look fake?
I know, right?
Why does it, like, look like it's not even rendered properly? Meanwhile, like, the dude with their phone behind, like, in front of you, like, it looks like it's angled so then they can, like, catch you on camera.
I know, right? God.
But GD, damn. But Morgan, Mary, do you have any final thoughts on the campaign?
It's definitely nice to have a mini campaign from time to time. At least something just to keep me occupied, especially with college chaos all the time. So that way, I definitely enjoyed it. It was also, I think, nice just to be able to hang out with you guys all again. I think that was honestly probably the highlight for me. Is just, because I haven't seen you in a while, so it'd be it's nice to be able to play together.
Yeah.
As we did many eons ago.
I will say, like, my primary highlight that I've had with, like, with each one of you was from that Thursday game, and the whole thing with Webby was a trip. Like
To which
Fucking-
specific part of
I
Webby?
love Webby so much. He's so
The-
good.
The dude.
the part like there's the funny part of Webby
A
outright
7-foot tall Ettercap with the consciousness of a 3-year-old child.
like here's Webby just outright like you're trying to bathe him and like teach him how to clean himself and like he's just like splashing all over the place, like he's knocking the basin over, like, he's just freaking the hell out because he can't fit. And then there's the duality of it to where Webby didn't know what you were telling him in those final moments to where it's like, I really don't want anything to happen to you. I need you to leave. And like Webby just didn't understand the concept of loss or losing somebody close to him.
Yeah, having to explain death to a 3-year-old in a D&D game. Okay, so I, as your mom, may or may not be coming out of this alive, and if I don't, I need you to go back to my sort of distant family and sort of, use what you know to help keep them safe and keep living with them, okay?
It's like,
It's like,
I want
goddamn.
you. It's like it was even better because when Webby was like, I'm a hero. Like that was great in the fight against Marsh.
Man.
Where like he emphasized that it's like, I'm a hero, I'm not backing down from this, and he went and he hit the pillar, knocked it over, and the moment that like Marsh realized it, it's like, alright, you guys win. And like he withdrew, he yielded.
God, having to play 2 character sheets simultaneously in a crunchier version of the already crunchy 3.5 was a nightmare.
Yeah, but you tearing apart a fishman, meanwhile Atropa playing as Nefrit tearing apart a fish woman. Those were
Tongue
great.
ripping.
Dude, all this tongue ripping.
Tongue ripping fish people.
We're tongue ripping fish people, and we're an alt rock band that is located in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think I've seen that on alt radio a couple times. Like, alongside who's on there? Like Dejo and fucking Vampire Weekend. You got tongue ripping fish people.
Tongue ripping fish people.
Are you the TRFP?
You bet we are.
Get your TRFP t-shirts. We also sell Make America Great Again t-shirts with Peasant on it with his boot hat.
Holy crap. Do you still have that in?
I still have that.
Okay, I do too. It
I
was one
keep
of my
that.
favorite art pieces.
It's just...
No, he doesn't. He can't come back.
But my goddess!
Damn, I missed Tezit.
Tezit was
He
great.
can stay in whatever circle of hell he has been cast into.
No, he was a
Hey,
good
guys.
boy.
It's been fucking real. But I gotta dip now because I gotta get something to eat.
I understand.
Oh,
Alright, so
man.
have fun.
No, it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun talking to you guys again, and I'm really excited to like see which game I get into next. So all y'all take care.
Take care, lovey.
Later, broski.
Thank
If
you
I
for
have time, I
DMing.
might enter more. Goodbye.
Wow.
Bye. Are you making us roll for your raid again?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, where's Foundry? I don't know.
I rolled
closed
an
my
18.
computer like an hour ago.
While we're rolling for this, Mary, what did you like about the game?
That I got the roll dice.
Damn,
You'll
the
love
bear's
doing
tie.
it in person.
I love the sound of like the dice rolling against the table.
It
I
feels
love
so
classic
good, and
blackjacks.
it feels so good to do.
I married a goblin.
I love dice rolling. It is just so
I bet you
addictive.
any money. Hey Mary,
Yeah.
you have crow behavior.
I don't know what
Ah!
that is.
Do you like finding shiny things?
Yes.
Do you like grabbing random things like buttons that you find?
Yes.
Okay, hey Cody, you have a crow for a wife.
Crow wife.
Bro, right.
Appreciate her
Speaking-
because they will just protect you forever.
Speaking of
Yes.
crows, I'll need your help with something that is vaguely crow related later.
I am resisting every urge to make a joke.
But yeah, this game was fun. I mean, honestly, for my first game, it wasn't a bad experience. Like, I enjoyed every second of it. Due to, like, my own personal reasons, I cried so much during this because, like, my life is currently stressful. But honestly, getting to play, like, Peep and just kind of, like, having those emotions pour out in game felt very, like, therapeutic for me. So, overall, I really enjoyed myself, and I can't wait until Cody throws a horror theme one, because I want to be involved.
Oh, there are some.
I want to die by a serial killer. I already get to live out my fantasy in D&D.
Well, I don't have one that's like that.
Hello?
What? If I'm dying in life, it better be by a serial killer. I want to go out in a very non-ordinary way.
Yeah, hit her with the dodgeballs.
I'm a white guy, and I'm ready to kill.
I am a biotic god.
Ooh, ooh, kill him. Ooh, ooh,
Oh, no.
ooh, kill him.
Tell me what he's saying! What the fuck is he saying, dude? I don't speak Taco Bell!
Also, by the way, National Husband Day is April 15th.
April 15th?
Yeah. And
Damn. Looks like you gotta wait till
So
next
did
year.
it just go quiet suddenly, or did I get severed?
We can hear you. Are you able to hear us?
Hello?
Hello, my back.
That
You-
aggressive
you are
typing
back.
is so silly.
Okay, yeah, I kind of got kicked out.
Oh, you got kicked out?
Yeah, sorry, I suddenly couldn't hear any of you guys anymore. Anyway, I rolled a 18 for the stream thing, which won't matter because I don't know anybody, but yeah, like,
Well, you and I are tied for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
You can
do you
just
want
like
me
pick a type of game and whatever after you do your roll off.
Yeah, like you can do that.
rollies.
All right. So, Morgan, what type of game we're gonna raid into?
Well, I think Tropa was on to some, or no, Marisar was on to something. Everyone's on to something. You know, it's October, it's spooky season. Let's find somebody playing a nice horror game to raid.
That's hot thinking. Hell yeah.
Let's see here. I think Parasocial's a new one.
by the way, I have something random to say.
Oh.
Right? Because I'm on Twitch, And I have to give this little shout out here because Bolt's the mechanic is the broski right now because they're playing Scooby-Doo. And I adore them.
Oh, well then we're playing with them. We're gonna go and do that. We're gonna raid bolts.
Scooby-Doo counts.
Yeah,
I
Scooby-Doo
love-
counts.
Dude, I love the fact that someone is playing Scooby-Doo. It makes me so happy.
Bolts, like, they play primarily retro games. Like, I will say this, one of my favorite things that I've watched them play was them playing the Ratchet and Clank games.
Dude, I love the old games.
But what we're gonna do, we'll raid bolts. Also, thank you for the hydrate.
Yeah, drink water.
No.
Happy is drinking Pepsi or Dr. Pepper.
How'd I know?
I only have a Pepsi right now.
Ah, you a bitch boy. How dare you be disloyal towards Pepsi?
I said I'm drinking Pepsi.
I meant
I
Dr.
don't
Pepper.
Y'all participate in little witch things or not, but like, don't forget to sweep your entrances and salt them if you might, especially this month.
I thought you were talking about my butthole for a second.
Hello? What? Huh?
Not gonna lie, kind of same, man.
That's my wife. We think the same. It's like, sweep that entrance and salt it. You ever just sweep your butthole and salt it?
Listen, I have to blame the fact that
Salted puckered anus.
at work.
That's a delicacy somewhere, probably.
Yeah, it is. It's probably like pork asshole.
At work, right?
No, it's gonna be like some sort of critically endangered species of like armadillo that only exists in like one small sect of the country, like